record. Hey everybody, welcome to another Dr. Fantastic Interviews. I'm talking to a total and complete stranger, a beautiful young stranger, and her name is Erica. Erica, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
How are you this morning?
Fantastic.
Are you really? How is that possible?
Well, I heard that if you say that, it makes you smile, which makes you live longer.
And you feel it already, right?
Yeah.
Right. Now, you said, I think I just asked you a couple questions. You're in love. How long have you been in love for?
I've been in love for 10 years now.
10 years? Oh, you're married?
No.
Okay. He hasn't popped the question. Or she. He or she. Doesn't matter.
He has.
He has?
And we were engaged, and then we broke up. But I still love him, and I think he's gonna... I ended the relationship.
Oh, Erica.
I think he's gonna give me a second chance.
Well, I hope so. Let me ask you a question. Was it love at first sight?
No. I actually had another partner at the time.
Okay, because I believe in love at first sight.
I do too.
And I think it's the eyes that have it. I tell a lot of people, when you look at someone for the first time, especially men, do not look away first. Because that shows you that you're stronger if you don't look away first. Women want a strong guy. Oops, want to hold that? Or just make sure it doesn't move. Women want a strong man, and they want a confident man. And that's why being fantastic is really important. And I tell people to say fan-fucking-tastic as their first line. Try it right now. Say, yeah, I'm fan-fucking-tastic.
I'm fan-fucking-tastic.
How's that feel?
Great.
Even more endorphins are flowing now.
Lots of F's.
And you want to tell that when your boyfriend calls, he's just a boyfriend now, right?
Well...
Or just a friend?
A friend.
Okay. And he says, how are you? He's going to say that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or how's it going?
Mm-hmm.
And you go, and he's going to laugh just like you did.
Yeah.
And it's going to make him feel to live longer.
Yeah.
Don't give it the Ellen show.
Yeah.
Ever watch the Ellen?
Yeah.
Every day she says, be kind to one another, right?
Oh.
Well, when you say fantastic, I can't imagine anything more kind. You just made them smile. You just made them good. You just made them I'll just make sure we're still recording. Yeah, we're 9 minutes.
Okay. So yeah, families who live in districts that have school choice can enter their child's name into a lottery system so that they are no longer confined to sending their kid to the neighborhood school. So my product was helping parents do research on other options that they have for schools to send their kid to.
Okay.
So it was basically a search tool where parents could enter like criteria for
That's really good.
what was important to them in a school, and then the search results were school profiles. That parents
I'm trying to add more devices that are helpful to the humanity on my app, my Be Fantastic app.
Nice.
And one of them is I have a friend that's developing a tool. It's called IQ Range. And it's where kids can play a game, and the game makes them money and it educates them at the same time.
Cool.
And it's supposedly fun, I guess.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's fun.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so that might be something I put on the app.
Yeah.
But I'm always looking for stuff that help, humanity out. I'm looking for fantastic products, fantastic services for my app. Because it's an app for fantastic people with fantastic stuff. And you'll be invited once you join to fantastic events that we have.
Nice.
Like my motivational monthly event that I do in the marina.
Where?
In the Marina Del Rey area. That's where I live.
Cool. Yeah. So.
And now you're looking for a new job?
Sort
or no?
of. I have been traveling.
Tell them about your travel. You went to where did you travel to?
Yeah, I went to Puerto Rico to visit one of my friends who lives there. It's a really beautiful place with a really interesting status, like as a territory. They just got, they got hit by a hurricane a couple years ago, and they just got hit by an earthquake. So it's definitely like a very resilient island. It's just really beautiful.
Yeah.
And very like easy living, like island vibes. And then I went to Spain and I walked the Camino de Santiago. Which used to be like a Catholic pilgrimage, and now it's something.
How long is that?
It's over 800 kilometers.
You walked that?
Yeah.
Wow. By yourself or with others? Or you meet people along the way? Or?
Yeah, exactly. I went by myself, but I met people.
Best way to travel, by yourself.
Yeah.
Because you make all the decisions.
Yeah.
I hitchhiked around the world at 17.
Oh, nice.
And I thought that was the best way to go.
That's awesome.
It is, yeah.
Like, not just in the U.S.?
Around the world.
Wow.
It's a round thing.
Very cool. Yeah, and plus you just meet so many people when you're by yourself.
You're open to meeting people. When you travel with a friend, you're going to be closed off of meeting new people.
Yeah.
And it's very brave of you to do that, and I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
And I recommend all the young people to get out there and do something like that in their life. Because the more experience you have in life, the easier life is. Now you have that experience, which enriched your life and made you a better person.
Yeah, for sure. I think it did make me a better person. And
so give me a highlight on the 800-kilometer walk. How many miles is that?
It's over 500.
500 miles.
Yeah. I would say the landscapes are stunning. There were like.
Took a lot of pictures.
Yeah. Everyone's called, the people who do the walk are called pilgrims.
Okay.
Even though, again, it's not just a religious thing.
Right.
But yeah, the one pilgrim told me that the landscape follows a trajectory of like life, death, and rebirth. It goes through 4 different provinces in the north of Spain. And the beginning section is like lots of beautiful, like lush green fields and farmland. And then there's a long stretch of just like flat brown desert. And then there's like the last section is like very wet forests, Galicia. It's, just kind of like feels like you're getting baptized.
Wow. How long did it take?
Like a month and a half.
And how do you eat?
So you can go to supermarkets and get food.
Along the way?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And there's also like little...
Because I'm envisioning like a trail on top of a mountain,
yeah.
so to speak.
So most of it is a trail. Sometimes you're walking along a highway that's like the less beautiful sections, but you also go through like big towns. So Pamplona, where they do the running of the bulls, Burgos, León, and then it culminates in Santiago de Compostela, which is this beautiful old town. Like everything is really old stone, and there's this gorgeous cathedral at the end. So even though like people like myself who are not religious and don't like, I don't know anything about Catholicism.
Me neither.
It still like the architecture is so beautiful.
Inspiring.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm not religious either. I don't talk religion or politics on any of my, mediums.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's I don't know, definitely something that I feel like is prevalent in my generation is like a lot of us are turning away from religion, or just religion's never been part of our lives. Like that's the category I fall under. But we are attracted to like spirituality. So yeah, I completed a yoga teacher training this past year. That there were 26 of us all around my age. And then I met a lot of people on the Camino who similarly were doing it for like spiritual reasons, but certainly not religious.
And so during your walk every day, people would be walking the opposite way, I imagine, as well.
Very rare.
Oh, really?
Of those people, like there's a lot of different Caminos or ways. I did the most common one, which is the French way. So I started in a little town in France and walked through the Pyrenees and then walked across the north of Spain.
Oh.
But there's a lot of different routes. So some people start in Lisbon in Portugal. Some people start from like the south of Spain and go up. But all of the routes lead to Santiago, this like very religiously important, historically important town.
Okay.
Yeah, so there were very few people who started in Santiago and went the other way.
Okay.
I actually only met one person who was doing that.
Okay.
It's kind of like listening to a record backward, like it doesn't really make sense.
Okay. That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking like Abbey Road is one of my favorite albums, and I think it's really important to listen to that album from the beginning to the end. Especially like the second half, all the songs kind of bleed into each other and tell us.
So you like the Beatles?
I like the Beatles.
You have to have seen the movie Across the Universe.
Yeah.
Was that a fantastic movie?
I loved that.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
I couldn't understand why my sons didn't like it. I go, how could you not like that movie? How could you not love that movie?
I know. It's so colorful.
Oh my gosh.
How old are your sons?
44 and 35.
Whoa.
I have grandchildren too.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
I like to tell people I have the energy of a 28-year-old
Yeah.
and the wisdom of an 82-year-old.
Nice.
So I'm trying to help humanity with education, knowledge, experience. And although all my interviews, by the way, see that the thing fell, so it wasn't the greatest, but I never edit anything because it's real life. You and me having a real conversation.
Yeah.
So I don't edit, I don't practice, or I don't rehearse, and I've never done a second take. It's just you and me having fun.
Yeah, perfect.
For the last 18 minutes. Can you believe it in 18 minutes?
Wow, no.
It goes by fast. Life goes by fast.
It does.
And most people don't get life till they're halfway through life or retirement. Mm-hmm. They don't realize how important every day is.
Yeah.
So every day is very important to get the most out of every day. If you listen to my podcasts or my radio show or my YouTube shows, you're going to learn a lot of stuff. As someone's doing right now about this trail.
Yeah.
That's something that changes your life.
Yeah, definitely.
It enriches your life, and it because you can do anything you want in life.
Yeah.
It was nice that you had the ability to do that.
Yeah.
How much did it cost? What do you think? What was the budget?
Oh, so that's another thing. It's like super affordable because it used to be like a pilgrimage. So the hostels along the way are like €5 a night.
Oh wow.
The food is sometimes included in the hostels, but if it's not, it's like $2.50 for a meal.
Wow.
And there are definitely ways to do it more luxuriously, where there are nicer hotels you can stay in along the way, and there are like fancy restaurants you can go to.
So you might stay a day if you like the town.
Yeah, exactly.
And explore it and have fun.
Mm-hmm. I did that. We called it zeroing because you're like not walking any kilometers that day.
Right.
But yeah, it's very affordable, and that was one of my favorite parts, was just like meeting really diverse people.
Well, hostels, staying in a hostel, I stayed in many of them, obviously. You meet people from all over the world.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes friends that can last forever.
Yeah.
Because you're in the same plane, you know, same mindset, right?
Yeah. I, like very early on, I met 3 people who I ended up walking most of the way with. One was from Montreal, one was from Germany, and one was from Argentina. So yeah, definitely like you meet people from all over.
Yeah, and a lot of pot smoking, would you say? A lot of people smoking pot on the way?
Yeah, I was surprised. I wasn't expecting to drink as much wine or as much vodka as I did.
A lot of wine too, huh? Yeah, well, you have to do that. I have a friend, or not a friend, an associate I work with. He's a friend too, and he's never taken a drug or alcohol or a piece of meat in his 45 years on the planet.
Wow.
To me, that's just incomprehensible.
Is it religion?
No. It's just he was raised healthy, I guess. I don't know if that's healthy even. I think you should drop acid, psilocybin, things that would explore your mind,
Yeah.
I mean, Leary was the big advocate of LSD, right?
Larry.
Timothy Leary?
Oh, yeah.
You know Tim.
Yeah. Tim.
Good old
Ken
Tim.
Kesey.
Well, we are at the end of our journey today, and thank you so much for the interview.
Yeah.
Even though your beautiful face didn't want to be on camera.
I know.
But that's okay. We have the podcast, the radio show, all those good things. I want you to consider being an ambassador to the movement, because it's going to change the world. And I have 128 of them. And it's just send me your email and say, I want to help make the world a better place. I'm going to give you a couple of these. This is my personal card, but it's an invitation. And it's got the movement on the back. Those you give to your loved ones. Give to your dad. What does your dad do?
He owns apartment buildings in LA.
Oh, okay. He's a slumlord. Very good.
Perfect.
And let's make the world a better place. We need to pollinate positivity, cultivate civility. Everybody, thank you for listening. Erica, you've been fantastic. Good luck at DMV.
You.
Hold on one second while we stop the show. Bye, everybody. Remember January 31st, Marina Del Rey for the next meeting.